Shit. Ah. Set this up the right way. Going to bring what's going on, sister?
Oh.
All right, there we go. There we go. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so this is the first time we do this. So good to see you.
Nice seeing you too. Nice seeing you too.
You know what I'm saying? We got ShadeeeSlim. You know what I mean? We got ShadeeeSlim. Dude, maybe you should have renamed yourself. We got a ShadeeeSlim in the building, aka Super 617, aka, you know what I mean? She got a government up now though, but it's all she want a government, you got a government up, but it's all good. I see you, I like the backdrop.
I know you know on Zoom you could change you could do a virtual background. So people don't necessarily see where you're at.
Oh, I like, I mean, it's all, I mean, ain't nothing but a white wall. You know, I put myself in the corner, ain't nothing but a white wall, but you know what I mean? I like the backdrop.
Yeah, I do it, you know, for work.
Well, I gotta figure out how to do that. I gotta figure out the backdrop. I might put myself, I don't know where I'm gonna put myself. I'm gonna put myself anywhere, you know? What you gotta go to? What you gotta go to get the backdrop?
Okay, let me see, I'm gonna see right here. Okay, you know we at the bottom where you click on like it'll say more. You'll see mic, stop video, share.
Yeah.
You click more and then you can select.
Oh, and then you select the backdrop.
You see virtual background and then you can like kind of change it. If you have some loaded on there, you might not even have any on yours.
I don't I'll do it next time. All right, so let's go ahead and get in this. All right, so you guys, this is In My Mind, episode 22. We call this In My Mind because, you know, we talk about current issues and events around the globe of significance. So we call that In My Mind, current events and issues around the globe that are of significance. All right, so getting right into it, getting on ShadeeeSlim here. So getting right into it. The first thing that I want to kind of go over was the whole thing with B Simone.
Okay.
Right. So let me see. I think I might have pulled up. I tried to pull it up. Let me see if I still have it. I think I have it here. Pull it up real quick. How's your week been?
It's been a week. You know.
It's like it's been a week. Anybody, whenever anybody says that, then that means that you know it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, a couple of things. You know, a couple of days could have been better, but
well, me and you haven't. We haven't spoke then. That's why I don't know. You know, we have to speak.
Yeah. You've been kind of busy, like
yeah,
you know.
I've been kind of busy. So I know what's going on. All right, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick so we can see if we can play this.
Okay, I see it.
All right, you see it?
There you go.
All right, let's play this. See if we can hear it.
You got to share your volume. You shared your. No, you gotta. Okay, exit out. Stop sharing your screen. I'm gonna show you how to do it.
All right,
Okay,
what are we
now
doing?
when you select share your screen and you click video, now look at the
Oh, share sound. Okay.
Yeah, click share sound so that way we can hear what you're playing.
Okay. All right. Let me see. This is optimized. All right, we see it?
Yeah, I see it. There it is. I hear it now.
Yeah.
We're manifesting love. But here's the little challenge. We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even half the things on that list. He got to be a family man. You talk to your mama in 6 months, but you want him to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. This whole list that he got to be. You ain't even half the things on that list. So this is what I challenge you to do so we can manifest love all 2021. Make that list of that perfect dream man that you got in your mind. Then, what I did, make a list of the type of woman he would need right by his side. You want him to be in shape? You need to get to the gym. Equally yoked. You want him to be financially stable? Well, you need to start saving because you can't keep a dime to your name. You want him to be a family man? Call your mama. You become a family woman. Heal your traumas before you put on him. You want him to be patient. Patience is thin. You want him to be understanding. You're the least understanding person in your circle of friends, but he got to be understanding. Fix you. Fix you. Whatever you want, become that. He got to be in shape. You eat chips every day. You heal. Let's become the person we want to attract. How about that? Huh? That's the challenge. Mine.
And she said you eat chips every day. She said you eat chips. She said you eat chips. Oh shit! Hold on, what happened? Still playing YouTube?
Yeah, you good.
Stop YouTube. She said you eat chips every day.
Oh, man, you so silly, man.
She said you eat chips every day. But you want to be in shape.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man! All right, so B Simone got some pushback. First of all, shout out to I think what I can do from the Shade Room.
Yeah, the Shade Room.
Yeah, so shout out to the Shade Room for that. So on YouTube, pull that up. So so B Simone basically went off, and so I really don't want to get into too much of like if she plagiarized or if she didn't plagiarize because I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no thing about that. So I don't have any like educational knowledge behind her plagiarism history.
Right.
So I can't speak on it because I just don't know. Right. But as far as just what she said though, talking about, she was talking about women, you know what I'm saying? And it could probably go both ways, but she was talking about women and women, consistently want so much from a man, but they're not, so up to par themselves, right? So they want a man who's, tall with a beautiful body and a long penis, you know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of money. And you know what I mean? He makes this and he has this, and he drives this car and he's a great man and he's this and that, but the women that are asking for men, because every woman wants a man that's like, at the top of the ladder, No woman wants a man that's gonna be like, man, well, I really don't want my man to be all that, my man don't gotta make that much money. My man don't gotta. Every woman wants the man with the luxury condos and the big house and, the nice cars and the nice life and all that type of stuff. but her point was, but you as a woman, not you specifically, but I'm just saying, but the women, you know, women themselves, are they in the position to even demand that? Because how good is their life, and how good is their position in their life? You know, are they in the position to where they even deserve a man that they're asking for? So I think that's what she was kind of saying about that. What do you think about that?
Right. Well, I think she hit the nail on the head on a lot of those points, because a lot of things that we look for in a mate, we got to be able to receive that too. You know, we got to be able to give him what we're looking for. So if we're looking for a man that makes a decent amount of money, like, okay, then I need to have a career too. I can't be like still being a checker at like Winn-Dixie or something. There's nothing wrong with that, but I got to be able to bring something else to the table other than just expecting him to do everything. So with B. Simone, like I really, you know, what really touched me, what she said is about the family. How, you know, it's usually they say mothers and daughters don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how you expect this man to raise a family with you when you can't even get along with your family? You can't even go to a family function without cussing somebody out and leaving early, speeding off away from the party, come on, y'all, let's go. Packing up the kids on the trampoline, trying to have a good time. Nah, let's go, they done made me mad. And you leave the family function. Like, you can't even, come on, man. Like, how you expect to do that? Because whether we said or not, our kids see what we do. So whether we can preach, be a family. But if you can't even go to your own family function and be there for 10 minutes without something breaking off, or you can't even pick up the phone to be like, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I'm just checking on. You can't even have a conversation. You see your cousins coming around and you rolling your eyes. She thinks she How you expect that for your family? Like, how you expect that in your household? Because at the end of the day, once those kids get old enough, they're gonna start judging you and be like, well, mama, you ain't talking to your mama. So I ain't gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Because whatever you lay down as far as like, you know, because a lot of times parents always like to, you know, say what they want to see, but children are gonna do what they see.
Right. So they don't usually do what they say. Like, you preach all this, but them kids watching you 24/7. They watching how you interact with everybody, how respectful you are to everybody, how you handle bad situations, even when people like a jerk to you. They watch, okay, let me see how mama gonna handle this. If you pop off, guess what your children are gonna be doing? When you be like, come on, y'all, let's have a Thanksgiving dinner. And they come over there and they about 25. Guess what they're gonna do at your Thanksgiving dinner? Speed off, pop off. That's why I'm coming around y'all now.
You're acting a fool, boy.
So and what I wanted to bring up, what she didn't say is, you know, if you do get that type of man, can you keep him? So can you, if he's everything on your list that you need him to be, are you that for him? So, you know, sexually, are you going to be able to be that woman that he needs, that he wants to be able to do whatever it is that he may ask for? Because sometimes, you know, we can ask, you know, women, we want what we want, but we're not willing to give men what they want. So when you ask for that type of man, or any man, period, but in her case, you know, a tall man, he may have a high sex drive. Can you handle that? You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, or he may have things that he may want you from you and he expect you to do it. Well, can you handle that? Can you be like, or you gonna be like, nah, I ain't doing that because it ain't on your list, but it's on his list for the mate that he want, for the woman that.
Yeah, you know, he don't want to hear, I'm tired,
So I don't know. It's a lot of things. When you want that type of person, whether it's male or female in your life, you gotta be everything on their list too to keep them.
Yeah.
So you can't be shy in the bedroom when people like, come on, babe, you know, he coming out with whips and chains. Like, what you gonna do? You can't be like, oh, you know.
And that's why, you know, man, you know, communication is such key Well, you know, communication, they say communication is key to any relationship. So, but especially that, because before you guys make it serious, you guys really have to, which is why this you know, conversation for another time, but which is why, you know, the majority of people out there say that the one that you're with shouldn't be your best friend, but I believe the complete opposite, that the person you're with should be your best friend, because you should be able to talk to that person about anything, and that way you know exactly where each other stands.
Right.
So there's no confusion, because if the person you're with is not your best friend, then you're telling your best friend everything you feel inside, but not the guy you're with, or not the female you're with. You're telling your best friend, like, man, I don't like to do this. I don't like when he does this. I don't like when he does this. I don't like. What the fuck you ain't saying that to the man?
Right.
Because you feel like you can't say that because he's not your best friend. But if he was your best friend, then you feel like, oh, I can talk to him just like I talk to my homegirls. Like, that's my best friend. So then there's no problem.
Right.
So everybody, and we, like I said, that's the conversation for another time. I'll go off on that another time. But everybody who says that your lover should not be your best friend, you guys are 100% wrong, and you guys are just building yourselves up for more arguments and more discussion. And that's the reason why. See, they're about to get me started. And that's the reason why everybody who goes around talking about, well, you know, in every relationship there's ups and downs and there's fights. Yeah, because in every relationship since the beginning of time, they weren't your best friend. So then it became normal to just go through and have all these fights in these marriages. But it doesn't have to be that way, because if everything would have been reversed, where people accepted from the very beginning, thousands of years ago, that the person you're in love with should be your best friend, then that narrative would have never existed, because it wouldn't have to be like that. Because it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to.
Yeah. I know, good, but you know, society sees it differently. And I know personally, women that feel like their husband shouldn't be their best friend, and because they feel like, oh, you know, what if he leaves? Like, then I don't lost my mate and my best friend all at the same time, you know. So now I'm out here just stuck, because now I don't have.
I hear you, but this is the thing, right? So when you're going to a marriage, this is the way I feel. So when you're going to a marriage, you know, you're going into it with the idea that this thing is going to last.
Right, that's true.
Because if not, why go through this? He don't gotta be your husband. He can just be your boyfriend long term if that's the case. But if you're going to take that step to where he's your husband, then it's like, oh well, you know, you're like, you don't go into a marriage to like hedge your bet and be like, well, you know, there's, you know, I'm okay with losing him as a husband as long as I get to keep my best friend over here. But if that's the case, if you're going into it planning on one day there's a high possibility that you're going to lose him as a husband, then why the fuck go through the marriage? Just keep him as your boyfriend, and you know what I'm saying?
I guess that's true. That's true. But then, okay, so then what do you think about when, okay, say you have your best friend since y'all been like elementary school? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, okay, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with that. So if you have, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that your husband or your man doesn't have to be like your one and only best friend.
Right. I understand.
You know what I mean? But what happens is that females don't even make their man their best friend at all. Period. Right. Not even number 9. Their 9th best friend.
No.
That's number 1.
I agree.
You know, they're like, females are usually like, man, I tell my homegirl, I tell my girl everything. I'll tell this nigga nothing.
Like, no, I agree. Because I mean, you know, you can't. I feel that how you can lay up with somebody and then you can't trust them with a lot of things that's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my refuge, I would want to run to him first, because he done seen everything. He done seen when I'm here sick. He done seen, you know, when my hair not done. So why would I, you know, of course you're going to have your friends that's just been there like your day one. So you don't throw away your old friendships, and you don't lose yourself in your relationship with your, you know, your boyfriend or your husband. But yeah, I do agree. He gotta know a lot so that he can know how to, you know, deal with whatever you're going through too.
No, actually, you have to know a lot so he knows like what you're dealing with. But on that note, let me just say that men though have to be more mature. And that's a huge problem, because females who might have, let's say if a female has like a yeast infection, or let's say if a female has like a UTI or something like that, or a female, you know what I'm saying? Or something's happened, she's sick and something's off, like her pH balance is off or something like that. Most females, if they were even to like try to like tell their man, damn, you know, I think like, I don't know, like I feel funny down there. Da, da, da. Most guys are so immature, they're like, oh, I don't hear about that. Oh, yeah, I don't hear about that. Yeah. It's like, you're a grown fucking man, dog. You're not an elementary school young boy. Like, shut the fuck up. Listen to her. Like, your fucking face been down there in the vagina. Like, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times for men have to be more mature. Men that are so, and see, you know, leave your hate mail below on this one. Men that are so full of like those, like, you know, testosterone driven, you know, all I do is drink beer and watch sports. I'm the alpha man. Da, 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 da. They're the most immature men on the face of the earth, because when it comes to women issues, they can't even be able to handle at a minuscule level a woman's issue.
Right. That's true.
So, you know, all those big, strong, testosterone driven, you know what I'm saying, men, they're so mentally incapable of being able to go to a level of intellectualism when it comes to handling women's issues. So a lot of times it's a man's fault, because the woman can't even talk to the man, because the man's like, oh, that's a female issue. I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, that's nasty. That's disgusting. And they're so immature. So a large part of it is the man's fault. But moving right along.
Yeah, I know. I know. We talk about that all day.
You talk about that all day. Don't get me started. They got me started already. All right. Anti-Imperial. Don't get the underscore. Leave all your hate mail. All right. So another thing I wanted to really bring up before we get out of here. I know we only got an hour on here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, we're good. We're good.
It's all good. But another thing I wanted to bring up was the woman. I think. Hold on. I think I had this also. Let me see if I had a. All right, do we see this? Do we see that?
I see it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so there was a thing. So there was a thing. So shout out to people. This person that came up when I brought it up. So there was a thing where a mom who makes $150,000 a month from OnlyFans, 150. Hold on, let's stop on that for a second. I don't see now. See. Hold up. Now, you know, they kind of gotta be, you know, be glad I ain't no female. I ain't no woman.
Okay.
I don't know now. If I was a woman, if I was a woman, I might just have to, you know.
Oh my goodness! Get your OnlyFans. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, but you know what? But being that these people make so much money,
yeah, I mean,
it's like, well, you know what it is. I'm gonna just put it like this: women who have gone through their life being promiscuous, like I'm like women who have not been promiscuous. I think that's a better thing. We put that out there. You know, the less bodies you have, I think the more value you have to men, and that's a whole other discussion. But women that have been like just going through their life being super promiscuous, I think that if so many men have seen you naked and things like that, and especially a lot of times, you know, over the past, like I think like maybe like 7-8 years, like videos really got big. A lot of, I would say, the vast majority of girlfriends and wives have actually been on video with their mate, or had their mate video them, you know what I'm saying, like half naked or naked or stuff like that. That's just what couples do. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you've been through that, and let's say you compile that or compound that with you've had a lot of different sexual partners, then I can see the comfortability of you just being in front of another camera. Because you're not at like a studio where a lot of people watch. You're at home and you can use like your smartphone camera. And so you just use your smartphone camera and picture yourself playing with yourself or whatever it is, and you're making $150 a month.
I know. That's a lot of money.
Not $2,000 a month, not $5,000. Even if you were making $10,000 a month, you can get a really nice place for $10,000 a month rent, dog, or more.
Right.
$150
$50,000
a month.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot. Like I heard, I don't know if this is the same lady, but I heard that it was this female pastor.
It's not the same lady. It's not the same lady. That's a different.
Okay. It's this female pastor. And I think she was like in California, I want to say, but I'm not sure. She quit pastoring and did an OnlyFans, and she make $100,000 a month. She was a female pastor. And she changed, she just started like, went to OnlyFans. And she was like, we're all sexual beings. Like,
She was like, I've been praising the Lord for the past 15 years, but now I realize we're all sexual beings, so I'm going, y'all.
Right. And then, from what I hear, because I heard it on a talk radio show that I kind of listened to, she got a lot of her congregation that's on her OnlyFans.
Oh, we about to talk about that too. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that because so pivoting back, and that's perfect that you said that because this leads us right into this. So pivoting back, the mom who makes $150,000 a month from OnlyFans says Catholic school expelled her 3 sons because of her page. So this is basically what happened. What happened is, and let me see down here, says the whole mentality of harassing a mom to get her kids out of school. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. All right, but so this is the whole story basically in a nutshell. So there's this mom, her 3 sons go to a Catholic school. So we understand Catholic schools are private schools. It's not like a public school, right?
Right.
So it's a private school, so they can kind of kick you out whenever they want to. So her 3 sons go to Catholic school. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Her and her husband, her and her husband are together. So this is not like a single mom or nothing like that. Her husband actually together made the decision and said, you know what we should do is we should start an OnlyFans account for you because you're so fine and beautiful, and it's us. And, we have 3 sons, and I've seen your body a million times. We have sex all throughout the week, and Let's just start to put your vagina on camera, and let's just throw it out there and see what happens. And as you guys can see, she starts making $150,000
a month.
Woo-hoo! So
that's a lot of money.
So it benefits their family, benefits their children, their 3 sons' future, benefits. So they're living like a much better life than they were just living a few months ago, turns their whole life around. So then some of the parents from the school see her OnlyFans page, go back to the Catholic school and tell the Catholic school, these are not the morals for this type of Catholic school, that we have a mother out there doing this, and they get her 3 sons start to be bullied and all that type of stuff, and then her 3 sons get expelled by the Catholic school. So already ShadeeeSlim, Superstar 617, aka government name. You already know where I'm going with this next. How in the hell did the parents find her OnlyFans page?
Exactly, because they own it.
Because they motherfucking own it, but they gonna go to the Catholic school saying, oh, these aren't the morals that the Catholic school is with. Motherfucker, you ain't the morals. You aren't the morals. You on the OnlyFans page. But to get an OnlyFans page, you gotta set up an account. You gotta do a username and password. They gotta get your credit card information because you're gonna be paying. So
they own there. They own there.
So thank you. So y'all went through all that. You just didn't see it by accident.
No.
So so nobody's talking about that. Everybody's just talking about, oh, this mom she made an OnlyFans page and her 3 sons were expelled. Ain't nobody bringing up the fact that the people who ratted her out and got her sons expelled, talking about a moral clause and moral issue, they were on an OnlyFans page themselves. They have OnlyFans pages.
That's true. That's true. They're on there, and I bet you it went down like this. It probably was like this freaky dad, like on OnlyFans, and probably got caught. His wife is like, "Oh my gosh,
what?
Her children are in our."
What?
It probably was something like that went down, and it was some haters that snitched on the lady and then, okay, let's go back to the fact that it's a Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a private school. So you're telling me that people that put their children in private school ain't like, they're not always the best people themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit here and judge this lady talking about these not the morals for students that go to the Catholic school when sometimes those kids in them private schools, they be the worst than them children.
Hold up. We don't even gotta go that far, my beautiful sister. We ain't even gotta go that far, because check this out. We can go with something that's been proven. So they don't kick the 3 sons out of the school because of moral this and moral that. How many of them Catholic priests were sleeping with them young boys that's still part of the Catholic Church?
Okay, they probably just saved them boys' life.
Y'all ain't going around protesting about that shit. How many of them Catholic priests that were sleeping with them little boys, sleeping with them little boys? How many of them Catholic priests that were sleeping with little boys, that were sleeping with little boys, still part of the Catholic Church today?
Yeah, and I mean, it's been hundreds of them, like not just hundreds of pastors, but hundreds of victims that they come out as they're older and be like, yeah, from the age of 9, that, you know,
they still part of the Catholic Church. But the 3 sons didn't do nothing wrong themselves. They gotta get kicked out. And the mother, who said the mother did something wrong herself? It's not she ain't going to the school. She don't work at the school.
Exactly.
So she ain't violating no moral clause.
Her kids go to school, not her.
She's not employed in the school. So she didn't violate no moral clause herself. And not only that, when I first saw this story, I saw a picture of the women, because let me tell you something. It was the women in the mothers. It was the other mothers that went to the Catholic Church and was raising hell in that Catholic church and Catholic school, and was raising hell to get her removed, get her 3 sons removed. It was the women. Let me tell you something. When I looked at her, and if I had time, I should go find it. If I looked at the mother that was doing the OnlyFans, was like one of those like upper middle class, soccer moms, looking like she goes to the gym. She was like a stay-at-home mother, you know what I mean? So she drops the kids off at school, has her smoothie in the morning, her green juice, goes to the gym. She was in shape. That's why she was making so much money off of OnlyFans, because she was in shape. She's fine, like her body's nice, you know what I'm saying? Man, when I saw the mothers that started this mother group to complain about her, them pasty ass, fat ass.
I told you.
It was jealousy, man. It was jealousy.
It was probably those women that complained. It was probably their husbands.
Yep.
Oh, that lady's only
was ugly and fat. When I saw them, I was like, oh, no wonder why y'all was telling her, y'all could never saw OnlyFans y'all self, y'all ugly, big ass, like pasty ass. I was like, what? I wonder why y'all telling on her.
I told you. It was the women, and then it was one of them dads that probably got caught looking at that lady. And those moms said, you know what, we got to get her out of there. And you know what? Honestly, they probably was hating on her before she even had an OnlyFans. Because whether or not, like if her body is that good, you could tell it in her clothes anyways, whether she have clothes on or not.
Yep.
So they probably was hating way before then, and they were like, aha, I got you. We finally got a way to get her out of here.
We got her now. No, absolutely. They always was hating on her. They was always talking behind her back. They was always hating on her. And when they see her walking through the parking lot, oh, there she goes. She thinks she's so fine. She thinks she's so
at bad. The PTA meetings.
What kind of mother dresses like that? Mother, because she can, bitch. You can't put that shit on. That's why she dressed like that. Because she can. Your ass went around here look like an old grandma, because your ass so big you can't fit in nothing. You know what I'm saying? She still got her body and shit. Her stomach's still flat. That's why they was hating on her, dog. Shout out to the mother, you know what I'm saying, doing $150,000 for the OnlyFans, man. Hope you, look, I don't got no OnlyFans account. I never been on OnlyFans. But if I had an OnlyFans account, if I ever set it up, I give you some money just because I want to look out for you, because I want to support your cause, because I hate people that be hated on, man. I hate people that be hated on, man. I support her just because she's being hated on throughout the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
you know, she's just one of the MILFs.
yeah,
That's the
exactly. She a milk.
about.
Exactly. Gotta shout out to all the milfs out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the milfs, man. I'm sorry she's being hated on. So that's it. The last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is you know, the third, just like we know 3 stories, we're gonna do 3 stories today. The third story is the Lori Harvey thing, you know.
Oh,
and
okay.
let me just say,
we're gonna get in trouble. We always get in trouble.
Anti-Imperial. Follow me, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Anti-Imperial. Subscribe to the YouTube, Anti-Imperial, no underscore. Let me just give a shout out to Anti-Imperial, no underscore on YouTube, because I put out a Lori Harvey story about a week before everybody else started talking about it. Let me just say that. Let me just say, and I remember when I remember Superstar. I remember when we used to do the Instagram live and through the coronavirus and stuff like that. Remember, I would drop information like weeks before it would come out. And I'd be like, look, you guys, I'm telling y'all about this and this and this and that and this and this. This is a possibility. They're talking about this and stuff like that. And I would be dropping information. People wouldn't really believe me. And then after a while, they'd be like, damn, like you was telling us about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so let me just say, man, I just be jumping on information, dog. Like, this is the thing. I'm crazy, right? So I'm like super OCD, ADHD. I'm super crazy, right? So I can only sleep. My mind's always working like a mile a minute because I'm so crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm an artist, so I'm a creative and stuff. You know, creatives are crazy anyway. So So I can't sleep for more than like 2-3 hours at a time. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, you know what I mean? And so the thing about it is that, man, when I lay down, the reason why is because my mind just be working. Like, I just start thinking of like different things, like just different things just run through my mind. I jump right up and just start to write it down and stuff like that. So I was talking about the Lori Harvey thing like a week before everybody else. But anyway, so the whole thing came up with the Lori Harvey thing. And so it came up. So women were talking about basically what Lori Harvey was doing was goals. And what they were looking at was goals was that Lori Harvey, she basically is being able to bag a lot of different celebrity men, right? She's been able to be with a lot of different celebrity men, basically. And so they're saying, like, damn, look at her, like she's coming up, like that's goals, like she's coming up. So then, Boosie, a rapper over there in the United States, Boosie was basically like, Boosie kind of other men jumped on the bandwagon after that, a week after I did. Anyway, Boosie, but the other man jumped on the bandwagon after that, talking about, well, that's not goals. How's that goals that she's going around sleeping around with a bunch of different people? If that's goals, and Boosie brought up this good point, which nobody still answered. If that's goals, then do you feel like your daughter should do the same thing? That should be goals for your daughter. Right. Because if something is a goal, right? So it's a goal that, it's a goal that my children go to college. Boom, that's a goal. Yes, I hope that all my children go to college and graduate and become successful. That's a goal. Okay, so when women are talking about, oh, that's goals. Okay, so what's the goal? Sleeping with different men. What's the goal? So you have to really look at it logically. And still, I haven't heard one woman explain to me what the goal is that they're celebrating. What is the goal? What's the goal?
Well, maybe the women are thinking about, okay, first of all, let me say this. I agree that with what Lil Boosie was saying, that in the past year, 12 months, you've been with 8 different men. Okay, to me, that ain't goal. For my daughter, I wouldn't want those to be goals for her. Whatever type of man is, whether it's high profile, just, the people in the neighborhood, that ain't something that you want your daughter to go around doing. So maybe the women just saying that men been doing it for years. But they don't get called any type of name because they have so many sexual partners, sometimes all around the same time. They don't get talked about that. For example, okay, Future was one of the men that she was with.
Even with everybody.
Before her and after her, like how many people has he been with? But ain't nobody talking about him like, oh, he goes.
Dirty dick Future.
Like, No, but I'm just saying.
Dirty dick Future, boy.
Oh. No, but I'm just saying, you know.
No, absolutely.
He
gets, nobody talks about him and drags him through the mud. And we're not gonna go too deep on this, but on the flip side, that even makes it worse that she even laid down with Future with all the vaginas he's been in, with Dirty Dick Future, with all the vaginas he's been around and been inside of, because that just shows, like, why would you even lower your standard to lay down with somebody who's dirty dick like that? But anyway.
Yeah.
Besides,
but I think, like, they were trying to say, the women were trying to say, oh, it's goals that she's with somebody like Michael B. Jordan. Like, yeah.
And that I can see. And that I can see. And you know, and my thing that I put out, I said Michael B. Jordan was like a fuck nigga, a simp, you know what I'm saying? Because because in my opinion, it's no way. There is no way that a man will see a female sleep with a bunch of different men that he got to see at industry parties and be like, I'm a wife that way. That's gonna be my wife. What? I mean, she slept with all these different people. I gotta look into their faces when I walk into these industry parties. That's the one I want to make my wife. There is no way that a legit man who's not a fuck nigga simp will sit up there and in his mind be able to negotiate that with himself and say, this is a good idea. There's absolutely no way. Because Michael B. Jordan is he's not like an ugly person. He has a nice body. He can get any woman he wants.
Anybody.
So for him to be able to, in his mind, mentally say, you know what, of all the women worldwide that I can get, there's over 6 billion people on this planet, majority females on the planet. So over 3 million females on the planet, or 3 billion females on the planet. There's no way he sits there and calculates with himself in his mind that he is going to wife up her of all females after he knows her history. Now, if you don't know a female's history, that's not your fault.
Right.
But if it is blatant in your face knowledge and you still make that decision, you're a fuck nigga in my way. You're a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. And this is another thing that I'll probably have to do a separate, the reversity I've spoken about that part, just about men in general who do that type of stuff. Because this is another thing. This shows you how a simp's mind frame works. You're gonna go up and wife up. I'm saying it's no ring, but wife up when you wife somebody, you put them out in the open. It's public knowledge. You're gonna go and wife up somebody where you've seen that all these other guys, they didn't necessarily like none of them ended up marrying her in the long run. As a matter of fact, I don't even think she had any of those relationships lasted over like a couple of months.
No,
because not she went any of them for like 3 years or like, I mean, that's even worse than people talk shit about Kim Kardashian. At least Kim Kardashian was having niggas put rings on it.
Right.
She got married when she was young. She got married to the Chris Humphries basketball guy, Kanye. She got 4 kids by him. They've been married for a whole bunch of years.
Yeah.
At least Kim Kardashian, all the shit people were talking about Kim Kardashian, she was getting niggas putting rings on it. And she been with niggas for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, cause
Harvey ain't just getting passed through. She ain't getting no niggas proposing to her. Ain't no niggas been engaged to her. So it has to be in your mind. It has to cross your mind. Damn, what is it that I'm trying to see in this female that none of these other guys saw with her? Because she wasn't good enough for none of these other guys to really like make her a thing. But so why is she good enough for me to make her a thing in my life? What the fuck am I lacking? What the fuck am I mentally lacking that all these other niggas passed her up, but I want to sit here and handcuff her? See, nobody's talking about, I try to look at the psychological thing of things.
Yeah, like I mean, I can't speak up for her. Like, I can't be like, because in my opinion, Michael B. Jordan is a better look for her. It's not like she's adding any value to him. He's adding so much value to her life.
And that might be gold. And that's where I think that you're making a great point. And that's why I think females are correct. But still, females haven't really brought that up and said that. So me and Super 617, ShadeeeSlim, aka government name, we're telling you females that you guys do have a point, but you guys aren't articulating your point. And the point is that in itself may be actual goals, which is that after you've been through all these dirty dicks, at the end of the day, you can go to the end of the rainbow. At the end of the day, you can go to the end of the rainbow and still find a guy who is of higher value, pretty high value, to lift you up after your dirty dick run through.
You guys say it like that, but man.
After your dirty dick run through, there's a gold mine at the end of the rainbow, that there's a guy waiting there to lift you up. And so that is a goal. So basically in that sense, and I know I'm being kind of facetious here, so I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this, but leave all your hateful comments below. Anti-Imperial, Anti-Imperial. Don't forget the underscore when you want to do YouTube. All right, so so I guess the goal could be explained as I, as a female, can go out and fuck anybody I want to for years and years and years and years. And I have the hope, Lori Harvey gives me the hope, that at the end of my dicks inside of me party, at the end of my dicks inside of me party, Lori Harvey gives all of us females the hope that there's a simp waiting at the end of the rainbow to lift us up and bring us up to a higher value. That's the goals out of all this. Leave all your hateful comments below. Anti-Imperial.
Yeah, but listen, ladies, that may not work for you. So I don't know, because what I can't get out of the way she started off with Diddy's son, like, and then she went to the dad, and they was like, yeah, they were like, he was really booed up with her, like, and then from there, she just been, going from guy to guy. But what was funny is that Michael B. Jordan went after her, though.
That's why I said the simp mentality. What is going on in his mind? That's why I said that. What did he see that he's like, you know what? When I go to these parties, I gotta look at all these niggas' faces that, they dick them in her mouth, they dick them in her pussy. And something inside is telling me that that's the one I want to go public with. Who thinks like that? But a simp.
Oh my goodness.
But a fuck nigga simp. That's the only person that thinks like that, because no man even wants that. No man even wants, because niggas is laughing at you. Niggas is laughing when you show up at the Grammy Awards, when you show up at the niggas is back there like niggas sit behind you like Boosie them boys or whoever the boys sit behind you like, hey, look at this nigga, look at this.
Well, maybe he don't care about what people think. Or maybe he thinking about, okay, maybe he thinking about who she is, like where her family came from. Like, where she came from. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but it's just the only thing that makes her where she came from is her last name, but he's not even her biological father. So where the fuck did she come from?
No, that's
like she's just a regular girl.
I'm trying.
And that right there, and that's a whole other issue, because that right there is something that, and whatever, I guess, more hate mail from the step parents, hate mail, send your hate mail to Anti-Imperial. That right there to me is interesting. I'm not gonna say weird. I'm not gonna go there, but that right there is interesting in itself, because before that, I have never heard of a step parent, like a mother, marrying a guy. So now he has stepchildren, and then she changed the stepchildren's last name to the stepfather she just married. Usually the stepchildren keep either the mother's last name or whatever their original last name was. You don't just X out that's like, that to me is kind of weird.
The only reason she would do that is for her kids to have an opportunity, because
and that's why
their
I
name
said
would be
that's a
attached
finesse
to
game.
the
And that's why I said
celebrity.
her mother had a finesse game, which is, you know, we're gonna attach ourselves, baby, pretend like your other father never existed. Like we're gonna pretend like Steve Harvey was your father from the very beginning. We're gonna pretend like that's exactly where you came from. Like that's to me is a fucking weird mind frame, a weird mind state right there.
Listen, I'm a stepchild, but my mom never changed my last name, and my daddy will show out.
Go crazy.
If all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden my mom and them came up and they became this big star, and then I take my stepdad's last name. My dad will be showing up everywhere, causing hell. He'll be doing news interviews.
No,
He'll be like,
course, because that man's sperm did not make you. That man's sperm had zero effect in your DNA.
I don't get it.
So that part I don't get.
Yeah, my mom, she was like, you know who you are, you know who your daddy is, you know where you came from, and that's it. Like we didn't. Okay, I mean, ain't real Harvey's, you know what I'm saying? But it's still some type of, I guess, honor you got to be with. Like, even though if your first husband or wife wasn't the best, you still let your children be proud of who they are, because at the end of the day, they're still their parent.
Absolutely.
So then how you disregard this man and be like, oh, forget he may not, but you know, still, that's still, you know, your dad. That's still your DNA. That ain't Steve Harvey. But they just attached the name so she can have opportunities. I don't know if all the stepkids changed their names, because they have a lot of kids, you know, collectively together. But yeah, they did it for opportunity. I feel for her to make her be like, okay,
absolutely.
To a certain class, to a certain, you know.
Absolutely. And we're almost done here, so you know we're going to be on here for an hour. You know, we don't want them to kick us off, but we're almost done here. But at the end of the day, let me just say this though. You know, it could also be that what, you know, and Lori Harvey could be a genius, you guys. You know me, you know, here we look at both sides of the story, right? And this is also could be goals. And this I'm not being facetious about. This I'm being 100% like legit about. Because all these men has kept her name in the news. See? So she might look at it like, you know, yeah, I did, you know, Justin Combs, the son, then I went to P. Diddy, but P. Diddy's a bigger name than Justin Combs, than the son or whatever. So yeah, she did Justin Combs first, but then damn, I got a chance to go with the father. That boosts my name up a little bit more. Let me go with the father. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of him. Future's a hot name. It boosts my name up a little bit more. You know, Michael B. Jordan boosts my name up. And this could be, check this out. Look how smart Lori Harvey could be. Michael B. Jordan, him being a simp, which, okay, if he's a simp, he's a simp. Him being a simp, her being smart and so intelligent, Lori Harvey, she could finesse this simp. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Lori Harvey getting movie roles and acting roles in the next 8 years, 6 years, 5 years. Because she might finesse, you know, Michael B. Jordan, get her foot in the door, and then she might start fucking different executives from different, you know what I'm saying, from like, you know, Paramount and, you know what I'm saying, and Warner Brothers. Next person we might see Lori Harvey with might be like the son of the owner of Warner Brothers or something like that.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
So she might be working her way up the ladder like, you know, I'm working my way up the ladder and shit.
She might be just social climbing.
Social climbing.
You know? And then like she may be benefiting from it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so that might be gold. You know what I mean? And let me just say this, man. Let me give a pat on the back to, you know, the ShadeeeSlim Super 617, you know what I'm saying, aka government name right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me give a pat on the back to her, you know, and this platform, because we're bringing up issues I haven't heard anybody else bring up. I haven't heard anybody else talk about that. Maybe Lori Harvey is socially climbing, and we'll see her in movies soon. I haven't heard nobody talk about that, right? I haven't heard nobody talk about the mental makeup and mental capacity of what Michael B. Jordan might be thinking, and how he mentally like tells himself that it's okay. I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
I haven't heard anybody talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard anybody talk about how, how it could possibly be goals that, it still gives women hope that, even if they made past mistakes when they were younger, at the end of the day, maybe they might find a good man that they can still end up with after having different sexual partners that might not have been good. Haven't heard nobody talk about that. But
yeah,
watch this. I guarantee you, I'm going to put this out as soon as possible. If anybody talks about this, what day is it? What is it over there? February 28th?
Yeah, the 28th.
And I know for me it's in the morning. So for you, what is it, like 7:30, 7?
Yeah.
When we started this at like 6:30 p.m. for you, 6:30 p.m. February 28th. If we see any videos come out after February 28th, we know again they stole our shit. I think y'all come up with shit first. Then all I know is a week later, some shit like that, we be hearing the same shit on other platforms.
Okay, it is gonna be like no shade, but be Simone situation.
You know what I'm saying? She gonna be coming out saying the same shit we saying. We gonna be like, what the hell? Hey, let's get ready to get out of here because you're gonna cut us off in like a minute and a half. Hey, Super 617, ShadeeeSlim, aka government name. We're gonna get that taken care of next time. Government name. You know what I'm saying? I love you, sister. Good to have you. You guys follow me, Anti-Imperial YouTube, Anti-Imperial, space in between. Subscribe to YouTube, Anti-Imperial. Don't forget that underscore on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon. That is ShadeeeSlim. That is Superstar 617. ShadeeeSlim. I'll put her name when I do the description, you guys. Have a great day or great night, depending on where you're on the road. ShadeeeSlim, say bye to the people. Say your last words.
Bye, beautiful people. Don't be mad.
And I like that background you got. And next time we're gonna go into some space stories and things like that.
Oh, look. Hey, I told you, I don't know if I'm too old to be an astronaut, but I'm kind of feeling it.
You know what I'm saying? Well, girl, let me fly up there with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me fly up there with you. All right, so love ShadeeeSlim, you guys. ShadeeeSlim. All right, you guys, take care, you guys. Love you guys. All right, Dogg, Anti-Imperial to chill. ShadeeeSlim, Superstar 617. You guys take care. All right, peace.
Right.
Bye.